Hello everyone, welcome to the YouTube channel Mission at Physics Exam. And guys, today in this video we are going to discuss some of the very important points related to thermodynamics and statistical physics part. So this discussion which we will do today will be related to kinetic theory of gases, and we are going to talk about the Maxwell's speed distribution. Now, how this discussion will be important and will help you to solve the questions in the upcoming exams, let's talk about that thing first. So from this topic, what are the important expressions or formulae we are going to have which everybody needs to know, and with the help of these important expressions, any student will be able to solve the questions based on these formulae easily and in very less time. So after watching this video, what you need to do, you can make the notes of all these formulae. Why you need to make the notes? Because once you will have the short notes, which I will provide you will be the kind of short notes, okay, then you will easily be able to revise them regularly because you will have the notes with you every time, okay, and anytime you can do the revision. And to prepare any such topic, it is very important to make a good command on the formulae. So what you can do the regular revision, and with the help of which you will be able to make a very good command on all these formulae and the expressions which we are going to discuss in this session today. And yes, what type of questions you can expect based on these things? There will be the direct questions, and from the 3D, 2D, 1D, for any such expression or the formula you can get it in the exam. So it's important to know all these expressions. Even many students say that they are finding it difficult to prepare this particular topic. They are not getting any idea about it, that exactly how they should prepare it and what are the things they need to prepare in this one. Clear? So that's what I'm going to discuss today. I hope it's going to be helpful for all of you. So let's start the discussion now. And here is the first point we are going to consider. What is that? That's going to be the probability density. Now, they can sometimes ask you to find the dependency of probability density on mass, on temperature, on speed for different dimensions. So, for answering that question, it is important for us to know about the expressions. Also, another thing they can do is they can ask about, let's say, the exact value of the probability density corresponding to any given condition or the case or based on given parameters. So once you will be familiar with the complete expression, it will be easy for you to get the final answer for any such type of question too. So let's talk about it. Probability density expression for the 1D case is going to be m upon 2 pi kt to the whole power half e to the power minus mc square upon 2 kt. What is c? C is speed here. What is m? Mass. K, that's going to be the Boltzmann constant, T temperature, and rest are just the constants here we are going to have. So this is the expression for 1D. You can see that one parameter for the 1D, 2D and 3D expression is common. What is that? This term, that is m upon 2 pi kt. It is here, it is also here, it is also here. So, but if you are going to observe one more thing, that is the power which is different in all the cases. So you have to be careful about the power. Clear? Another thing, this term is common, that is e to the power minus mc square upon 2 kt, e to the power minus mc square upon 2 kt, e to the power minus mc square upon 2 kt. But after that, if you are going to observe, there is no term, just this c, that is the speed term multiplied with this expression. But in the second one, you can see c has been multiplied. In the third one, you can see c square has been multiplied. So this is how we are going to have the difference in the formulae. Along with that part, there is no other pi term which has been multiplied in the 1D case, but in 2D case 2 pi has been multiplied, but in 3D case 4 pi has been multiplied. So that is the difference you need to observe regarding the probability density, and I hope it's gonna make everything simple and easy for you, okay, to consider these important expressions, to solve any such question based on it. I hope after doing the comparison, you are even finding it quite easy, that what was the 1D formula, what was the 2D formula, what was the 3D formula. Okay, so you can consider it in this manner. Even you can make a generalized formula for all these cases, okay, if possible. I think these 2 pi and 4 pi terms, you have to be careful about them, except that you can make a generalized formula for all the three terms and you will also have to be careful about this half, 1 and 3 by 2 power. Okay, so you can see that, and all these formulae are quite important. Don't miss this. Why? Because it just requires a little bit revision for next few days, and then you will have a good command on all these formulae. So I hope every one of you are gonna do that, because it will help you to make a good command on all these expressions. Next, after knowing about the probability density for the 1D, 2D and 3D cases, you need to know about the most probable speed. If I'm gonna talk about the most probable speed, for once again, for 1D, 2D and 3D, we are having different values. For 1D, it's 0. What is the most probable speed for 1D case? It's 0. What about the 2D? Root kt by m. What about 3D? It's gonna be root 2 kt by m. Okay, so this is how you are gonna have the expressions for 1D, 2D and 3D cases. Clear? And you have to prepare all these expressions. They are again very important. You can get the direct questions based on the most probable speed as well. Next is the average speed. If I'm going to talk about the average speed, for 1D case, the expression is root 2 kt upon m. For 2D case, root pi kt upon 2m. For 3D case, root 8 kt upon pi m. Yes, these expressions are a little bit different, but I hope after revision, don't consider that first time only when you are going to read some formula and expressions. Don't expect that you are gonna memorize them at the same time. Yes, you can do it by putting some more efforts, by just reading that formula again and again, by writing it again and again, but at the same time you are giving some more time, okay, for memorizing them. But if you are thinking, oh, just once I have observed and now I should be able to recall it next time, or I should be able to memorize it, so I think it may require a little more time, okay, to have a good command on all these expressions, and we all should be prepared for that. Like, yeah, we have to do some more efforts and we will be able to make a good command. Next one, after knowing about the average speed, you will have to prepare the root mean square speed. Okay, so what are the expressions for the root mean square speed? That's gonna be for 1D, it's root kt by m. For 2D, it's root 2 kt by m. For 3D, it's root 3 kt by m. So again, there is a similarity. 1D, n is equal to 1 within the root. Okay, 2D, n is equal to 2, that is within the root. 3D, n is equal to 3, that is within the root. So you can write it in a generalized form, that is root n kt by m, where n will be the dimension. Okay, so that's how you can easily write the root mean square speed expressions. Clear? For different dimensions. Now there is one more very important point I am gonna tell you here. Like, we have talked about most probable speed, we have talked about average speed, we have talked about the root mean square speed. So there is gonna be a sequence about all these three. For example, the CP, we have talked about that first. So CP will be less than C bar and will be less than CRMS. Even with the help of expressions, you can check that, yeah, for 1D, 2D and 3D cases, if we are going to compare these things, this is what we will be able to get. Okay, this is how you are just going to get it. Clear? And for different cases, okay, if you will observe in general, that's going to be the sequence you will have. Clear? So this is how we consider it. Okay. Clear? And if you will have any doubt regarding anything, we will talk about that point too. Clear? And this sequence you can check by comparing the values too. If you are getting C bar at the end, it should have a greater value in comparison to CRMS. Yeah, you can change it, but compare the values first for 1D, 2D and 3D separately. You can check it out. What is the sequence you are gonna find? Okay, like for 3D, you can see the CP value. For 3D, you can see the C bar value. For 3D, you can see the RMS value. So see, this relation is for one particular dimension, or this relation is for all the dimensions. It is getting satisfied or not. Okay, that's what you can check it out. I think for 3D, if you are gonna see, it will be right, but again check out for all the dimensions, and accordingly you can even get one more type of question from this thing, that you have to mention the right sequence. And I think once you will be familiar with the values, even by comparing the values for different dimensions, you will be able to write it down. Clear? And if you will have any doubt regarding this, you can tell me about it in the comments. You can mention that. We will just try to discuss that point as well. So guys, this was the discussion for today's session. And about this sequence, you can check whether it is for 1D, 2D and 3D it is getting satisfied, or just for 3D, not for 1D and 2D, or for all. Okay, this is gonna be a kind of homework for today's session for everyone. Okay, so guys, I hope everything will be clear to all of you, and you all have got the idea now about the Maxwell's speed distribution, that what exactly you need to prepare and how you need to prepare all these expressions. Clear? And prepare them directly. Clear? Because yeah, you may expect like some direct questions based on these expressions in your upcoming CSIR NET exam, GATE exam, JEST exam, TIFR exam. In any such exam, you can get such type of questions in which you have to use the direct formula. Clear? Thank you so much everyone for watching this video till the end. Now I'm just going to provide you some information regarding the Unacademy Plus subscription. So the first thing is there are complete course batches which are now live on Unacademy for your upcoming CSIR NET exam for all these streams, along with the general aptitude part as well. So if you think you need the guidance by the top educators, you want to attend the more regular live classes by the top educators for your upcoming CSIR NET physics exam preparation, then you can take the Unacademy Plus subscription. Also, by using and by applying the referral code, which is Anjali Arora, as mentioned here, you will get the 10% discount in the total Unacademy Plus subscription amount. Clear? And after taking the subscription, you will be able to attend the live classes by all the top educators we are having on Unacademy Plus for your upcoming exam preparation. Okay, you will be able to attend the live classes of those well-structured and well-planned courses. And in all those well-structured and well-planned courses, we are going to have the doubt clearing sessions. Even along with all these things, the tests are going on, different tests, so which will help you to analyze your preparation and to know about it, that exactly how well you are able to relate the concepts, how well you are able to recall about the formulae which you have prepared, the topics which you have prepared, and how well you are able to manage your time. So all these things will help you in all of these things, okay, which you need to consider. Okay, you will be able to work on all the aspects for your exam preparation. Along with that, guys, there are gonna be new courses which are gonna start on Unacademy Plus for your upcoming exams preparation. So let me just tell you about the starting dates of all these new courses. So that's gonna be from 31st March. One new course is starting. Clear? I'm telling you about the courses in which I will conduct the sessions, but there are even the other courses by the other top educators, okay, and there are gonna be the different starting dates for different subjects or different courses. Clear? So you can check that in the learning app too, Unacademy learning app. And then if you don't want to miss the sessions, you can take the Unacademy Plus subscription in that case. Another course will start on 1st April. And the next one for which I'm gonna conduct the sessions will start on 7th. Clear? And that's how we are gonna have different courses starting in upcoming days. And to attend the sessions for all these important courses, once you will take the subscription, after that, even if any course which has already ended, okay, or which is already going on, if you want to check out the sessions of that course too, you will be able to do it. You will be able to see the recordings of those classes, and that's how you will be able to cover up each and everything you want to cover. Clear? With all these important courses, and you will not miss anything, as I have told you about the doubt clearing sessions. So there you will be able to ask about your doubts too. Also guys, there are a few more points I'm going to tell you. This is going to be the scholarship test, which will be on 28th March on Sunday at 12 o'clock. Okay, so depending on your rank in this test, you will get the scholarship, and there are the terms and conditions mentioned on this slide we are gonna have. Also, there is gonna be the Unacademy Plus and the Unacademy Iconic subscription. So if you want to take the Unacademy Iconic subscription, you can take the subscription. this one or the plus subscription. So for the plus subscription, what are the benefits you will get, and for iconic, what are the benefits which you will get? Okay, all that has been mentioned here as well. So I hope that's going to be clear with this slide. And thank you so much everyone for watching this video till the end. Thank you.